everybody, my name is Lonnie. Welcome back to my kitchen. Let's go ahead and get started with today's recipe. Today we're going to be making a chocolate chip banana bread. I absolutely love this recipe. I make this all the time. I like to make it at the beginning of the week to keep in the fridge for breakfast for the family. So let's go ahead and just get started. In a big bowl, you want to go in with 1 1/3 cups of all-purpose flour, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, a teaspoon of salt, and then you want to whisk that together and set that aside. Now let's prepare the bananas. You're going to need about 3 to 4 bananas depending on the size, and you want to make sure that they're nice and ripe like this. If you want to make this today and your bananas aren't ripe enough, you can throw them in the oven at 350 for about 15 minutes and they should get nice and brown. Using the bananas while they're at this state when baking is always best because the flavor really likes to pop out, and this is when they're really sweet. Especially when you bake them, all of those sugars start to caramelize together and it's really good. I honestly prefer that rather than waiting for them to ripen. In another bowl, you want to add half a cup of melted butter, half a cup of lightly packed brown sugar, and half a cup of sugar. I accidentally got some flour in mine, so don't mind that. You want to go ahead and whisk that up really good until it's almost like a paste-like consistency. At this point, I started adding in everything else. I went in with 1 teaspoon of vanilla, half a cup of Greek yogurt. If you don't have this, you can use sour cream, and 2 eggs. I like to use the eggs when they're at room temperature, so I let them sit in warm water while I mix everything else up. And then I went in with the banana mush that just looks so yummy. Once I get all this in the bowl, I'd like to go ahead and give it a nice mix and make sure all of that is incorporated together before I go ahead and mix in the dry ingredients. I go in with half of them first, and I mix some of that in, and then I mix in the other half just to make sure that I don't overmix the batter, because you don't want to overmix this batter. Right before I saw that flour disappear, I went ahead and added in the chocolate chips. I use semi-sweet and dark chocolate chips. If you don't want to add chocolate, you don't have to. I just prefer to. I think it's so good in this sweet banana bread. In your loaf pan, you can add parchment paper if you want to. You don't have to. I crumbled it up afterwards, and that made it a lot easier to form it in there. This recipe should make a perfect amount for a regular size loaf pan. At this point, you want to make sure that your oven is preheated to 325 degrees. All right, now at this point, you can go ahead and throw it in the oven, or you can do what I'm about to do. And I like to top mine with extra chocolate chips. Don't judge me, do what you please. I like this many, so I'm gonna put this many on there. If you don't want this many, don't put this many on there. Now pop that in the oven for about an hour to an hour and 25 minutes. Let it cool and then enjoy. Let me know if any of you all try this recipe out and what you guys think. In the meantime, I'm gonna go ahead and enjoy a slice. I'll see you guys next time.